Hundreds of thousands of movies are released worldwide every year. Movies are made in different types and categories. Psychological movies are very popular in today's world. Hence, the demand for them is increasing daily. Many popular psychological movies have already been released worldwide. In today's episode, we will look at the top 10 most popular psychological movies in the world, which have equal audience demand worldwide. Old Boy is a 2003 South Korean action thriller film directed and co-written by Park Chan-wook, a loose adaptation of the Japanese manga of the same name. The film follows the story of Oh Dae-soo, who is imprisoned in a cell resembling a hotel room for 15 years without knowing the identity of his captor or his captor's motives. When he is finally released, Dae-soo finds himself still trapped in a web of conspiracy and violence as he seeks revenge against his enigmatic captor. The total duration of this movie is 2 hours and earnings were $17 million. IMDb rating of this film is 8.3. Memento is a 2000 American neo-noir psychological thriller film written and directed by Christopher Nolan, based on the short story Memento Mori by his brother Jonathan Nolan, which was later published in 2001. The film stars Guy Pearce, Carrie-Anne Moss, and Joe Pantoliano. The film follows Leonard Shelby, a man who suffers from anterograde amnesia resulting in short-term memory loss and the inability to form new memories. The total duration of this movie is 1 hour 53 minutes. And earnings were $40 million. IMDb rating of this film is 8.4. The Shining is a 1980 psychological horror film. It was produced and directed by Stanley Kubrick and co-written with novelist Diane Johnson. It is based on Stephen King's 1977 novel of the same name and stars Jack Nicholson, Shelley Duvall, Danny Lloyd, and Scatman Crothers. The film presents the descent into insanity of a recovering alcoholic and aspiring novelist who takes a job as winter caretaker for a haunted resort hotel with his wife and clairvoyant son. The total duration of this movie is 2 hours 26 minutes. IMDb rating of this film is 8.4. Joker is a 2019 American psychological thriller film directed by Todd Phillips from a screenplay he co-wrote with Scott Silver. The film stars Joaquin Phoenix and is loosely based on DC Comics characters including the Joker. It follows Arthur Fleck, a failed clown and aspiring stand-up comedian whose descent into mental illness and nihilism culminates with the emergence of an alter ego known as Joker, and inspires a violent countercultural revolution against the wealthy in a decaying Gotham City. The total duration of this movie is 2 hours and 2 minutes, and IMDb rating of this film is 8.4. The Prestige is a 2006 psychological thriller film directed by Christopher Nolan and is based on the 1995 novel by Christopher Priest. It stars Hugh Jackman as Robert Angier and Christian Bale as Alfred Borden, rival stage magicians in Victorian London who feud over a perfect teleportation illusion. The film reunites Nolan with actors Bale and Kane from Batman Begins and returning cinematographer Wally Pfister, production designer Nathan Crowley, and editor Lee Smith. The total duration of this movie is 2 hours and 10 minutes. And IMDb rating of this film is 8.5. Parasite is a 2019 South Korean black comedy thriller film directed by Bong Joon-ho. The film stars Song Kang-ho, Lee Sun-kyun, and Cho Yo-jong. The script is based on a play Bong wrote in 2013. He later adapted it into a 15-page film draft, and Han split it into 3 different drafts. Bong said he was inspired by the 1960 Korean film The Housemaid and by the Christine and Leah Papin incident in the 1930s. Filming began in May 2018 and finished that September. The total duration of this movie is 2 hours 12 minutes. IMDb rating of this film is 8.5. The Silence of the Lambs is a 1991 American psychological horror thriller film directed by Jonathan Demme and written by Ted Talley, adapted from Thomas Harris's 1988 novel. It stars Jodie Foster as Clarice Starling, a young FBI trainee who is hunting a serial killer named Buffalo Bill, who skins his female victims. To catch him, she seeks the advice of the imprisoned Hannibal Lecter, who is a brilliant psychiatrist and cannibalistic serial killer. The total duration of this movie is 1 hour 58 minutes. IMDb rating of this film is 8.6. Seven is a 1995 American crime thriller film directed by David Fincher and written by Andrew Kevin Walker. It stars Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman, with Gwyneth Paltrow and John C. McGinley in supporting roles. Set in an unnamed, crime-ridden city, Seven's narrative follows disenchanted, nearly retired Detective Lieutenant William Somerset and his newly transferred partner David Mills as they try to stop a serial killer from committing a series of murders based on the 7 deadly sins. The total duration of this movie is 2 hours and 7 minutes. IMDb rating of this film is 8.6. Interstellar is a 2014 epic science fiction drama film directed by Christopher Nolan, who co-wrote the screenplay with his brother Jonathan Nolan. It stars Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, and Jessica Chastain. Set in a dystopian future where Earth is suffering from catastrophic blight and famine, the film follows a group of astronauts who travel through a wormhole near Saturn in search of a new home for mankind. The total duration of this movie is 2 hours 49 minutes and earnings were $730 million. IMDb rating of this film is 8.7. Fight Club is a 1999 American film directed by David Fincher and starring Brad Pitt, Edward Norton, and Helena Bonham Carter. It is based on the 1996 novel Fight Club by Chuck Palahniuk. Norton plays the unnamed narrator who is discontented with his white-collar job. He forms a fight club with soap salesman Tyler Durden and becomes embroiled in a relationship with an impoverished but beguilingly attractive woman. The total duration of this movie is 2 hours 19 minutes and earnings was $101 million. IMDb rating of this film is 8.8.